Hey everyone, Frugal here. Hey, I just want to do a quick update. Let's show them all real quick, okay? There's the Lectric XP. Miles have brought my scooter out for the photo op. The Ancheer. And there's the old Rad Power. The new Rad Power, not old. So the Ancheer, I was trying to decide between this and this, which one to sell. I decided on the Ancheer. It was kind of weird. I felt really bad. I'm getting ready to put it up for sale. I felt really bad getting rid of this little bike. I mean, there's been no problems out of it. It has pretty low miles. My spouse uses it. And let's go through the specs real quick, okay? It'll go about 15 miles, it says on the website, on pure electric. It goes about 30 miles on pedal assist. And it's a 36 volt, 36 battery, 36 volt, I believe, and 250 watt hub motor in the back of it. So it's been no issue. I got it straight from the manufacturer. I think I spent maybe a little bit under $400 for it. I had a bunch of gift certificates and stuff. I believe from Amazon Associates, all types of stuff. And anyway, I ended up getting it. I ordered it on the on Amazon, I believe. I can't remember anymore. It's in one of my videos. I want to say, because somehow I got a bunch of discounts. So anyway, I bought it for her and it's been a rock star. So it's going to go up for sale. As you can see, it's in really good condition. I got to take that mirror off. I'll probably use that mirror on something else. Actually, I know I can use it on one of the others. It folds up small. Honestly, when I was in Seattle, when I was renting bikes, I was like, and they're about this size, maybe a little bit smaller. They're smaller. I think they're 14-inch tires on those. I was like, oh man, I should have brought the Ancheer because, you know, that's when the Lectric XP was, now that I know, having controller issues. So I was renting bikes and I realized how fun these little bikes are in the city. Now, with that being said, in regards to these bikes, I would not recommend this for a larger human being. What I mean is I'm 6 foot, 205 pounds. The max weight on this bike it says 220. It got me around fine. There was no issues with it getting me around. I'd ride it here and there. But I think really I'm pushing it, and honestly, I don't think that's good for the longevity of the bike. Some of my weight or bigger are around that weight to ride this bike all the time. I just don't think it's good for it. But my spouse is about 110, 115 pounds, 5'6", 5'6", I think 5'7". Anyway, she flies on this bike. She never usually takes it out of level 2. So this little bike gets up and goes with her on it. She doesn't like 3. I say, because I'd be flying by her in Lectric XP. She's going about 15 miles an hour. So I say, put it in 3. Come on, let's go. And she's like, no, it's scary, you know. And she'll go in 2, and she flies. And the battery, it sips electricity when it's in like level 2 with a lighter rider like that. Who would I recommend this bike to? Smaller human beings. Maybe someone, if you're my size, or just, you know, a little bit less than me, that just wants a little bike to take with them when they're traveling, so they don't have to rent bikes in the city. It might be a great thing for you too, just because you save on having to rent one. One thing I'd recommend with the tires, I've never had a flat. Now, if I kept this bike, it's got Kendas on it, by the way. If I kept this bike, as soon as I got a flat, or maybe as soon as I got it, I would go ahead and take out the tubes and go ahead and put some type of protection in there, like what do you call it, tire liners. Go ahead and put them in there, so if you're on vacation or something, you don't have to really worry about that. But I've never had a flat, but that's not saying much. I went a long time without having a flat on Lectric XP, and then while I was on the trip, I got a flat, and that's the worst time to have them. And right away, if you buy one of these, go ahead and get the tubes. What I've learned is always have backup tubes with you, especially if you're going to take it with you traveling. But honestly, I think it's a great little bike. I have, you know, some people say they're really cheap, they're really this, they're really that. Honestly, it's been a good bike. I can't complain about it. It folds up real tiny. It's a tiny bike. It is actually a true bike that would fit in your inside your trunk. None of these bikes would fit in a trunk of a lot of cars. I can tell you that for a fact. But this one will. It folds up really small. Disc brakes. How many levels does it have? 3 levels. So to go up to about, the manufacturer says it will go up to about 17 miles an hour. Like I said, that depends on the size of the rider. With my spouse on it, I have no doubt it would. I will not say anything ill of this manufacturer. It's been a good bike. That's just to be honest. And like I said, I've ridden it around and it will get myself up and going too. And I'm fairly heavy. But like I said, if I didn't have any other electric bikes for traveling, I would take this in a heartbeat just because of the form factor. And just because in the city, if I'm like in a new city, like, you know, you guys saw my last adventure, I'm in a new city, all I want to do is just get around. And if the hill's too big to get me up the hill, guess what? Get off the bike if you can't ride it up there. Because it's a single speed, by the way, everyone. So it's a single speed bike. Get off of it and push it up the hill. It's not a heavy bike at all. When I go to sell it, I'll let everyone know about it. It has no quirks or anything with it. You know, the battery itself, this bike stays in the garage. The other bikes stay in the house, but I always pull the battery. This battery has never seen, because I live in Colorado, so I'm not leaving batteries out in the garage to just get degraded and everything. But as far as a city bike to get around on adventures, great bike. Smaller rider, it's a great bike, especially as a beginner bike. I think it's a good beginner bike for a lot of people, smaller, because it can't get away from you. It's not a super fast bike, but it makes you feel like you're flying. If you're a smaller person, you'll be like, whoa, this is fast, you know. No issues, no quirks, no squeaky brakes. I adjusted the brakes, as you know, with all these type of bikes like these. These are all still basically budget bikes. Lectric XP is a guaranteed budget bike. It's a cool looking budget bike, but that's what it is. This one right here is definitely a budget bike. Some of the welds are kind of not as good, of course, but it's still, honestly, the welding on this bike is really no different than the welding on the Lectric XP. Let's look. Got a little dirt on it, I see. Find all the weld spots on it. All I recommend with these bikes is when you first get them, tighten everything up. I can't remember now. I don't think I had to put anything together on it. If I did, it probably was the front wheel, but I think it was already put all the way together and I folded it out and tightened it up. But always tighten these belts. Of course, all these bikes are made in China. The Ancheer, I think, is a good product. I think it's a good, But if you want a budget bike, you're on a really fixed income, or you're not for sure if you really want an electric bike long term, so you just want to try one out without breaking the bank, you know, you can try an Ancheer. They're a decent bike. If you want a small bike for just getting around a city here and there, get one of these because there's not much to it. There's a battery. That controller's in that little box on the side. You basically take those screws out right here, and there's a controller hidden in there. And I guarantee you that controller is a lot easier to mess with than my Lectric XP. You guys saw that. If you saw that video of me pulling out that controller, oh my God. I looked at it and I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And there's a tiny little 250 watt motor in the back on a tiny little tire. Great bike, everyone. But it's gotta go. I haven't ridden it in a while. She hasn't went on any adventures with me, and I think it's better for her, either her or me, to ride the Lectric XP or the Rad Power. I think because of the size, the tires, comfortability. Oh, one mention, seats. This seat right here that comes up has springs. It's actually a really comfortable seat. I actually looked at it and I was like, I wonder if I should take that seat. You know, I really did. I thought about it. I should take that seat for her, but I'm not. That's it. Say goodbye to the Ancheer 16-inch. It's been a good little bike, I must admit. I'm kind of sad to see it go. But you know how it is. You got to declutter too. What do I need 3 bikes for? I have a 12-year-old son too. But honestly, if we all go somewhere on it, I have a 1,000-watt scooter that he can ride, or I can ride, whatever. It's not a big deal. That gets excellent range and has excellent power. So now I got 4 electric, 5 technically if you count the car, but 4 electric means of transportation for cities and everything else. So it's got to go. Anyway, it's going up for sale, y'all. Anyway, I just thought I'd make a video real quick about it so people would understand and see, because you don't see me with this bike a lot. I don't ride it a lot. I don't think it's good for me to ride it around all the time. I don't think it's good for, I don't think it's good for the bike's longevity. Someone of my size spending a lot of time riding on it. I'm asking for it to break. I'm near the threshold of its maximum weight capacity. And you know, that's just how it is. Anyway, this is Frugal Panda, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope everyone's having a good day.